Alright, welcome to this first video. Today we're going to be going over this Ultra League team. Thick anti-Tina team. It's going to be Ninetales in the lead, Mandibuzz and Greedent in the back. Greedents are designated safe swap. And this is the team I hit Legend with, so I was trying to see if we could make a video kind of showcasing the team, hopefully helping other people kind of understand it. So I'm just going to get right into the battles here. And I'm just going to explain my thought process as I go through these battles. Turn into 2 to 3 sets, just to kind of see where we go. So we got Ninetales on the lead versus Clefable. So immediately Charmer, not super happy about it. Kind of hard to swap out of it. Going to look to try and maybe do some damage here before I leave this matchup and try to swap to Greedent. And because I'm not swapping out, they might think that maybe I have a dark type in the back, which I do. So I'm going to actually bait this. Of course they don't shield, because they have big brains. They're probably going to have a Meteor Mash pretty soon here. I'm not keeping track of energy, although I should be counting. It's kind of hard to do thought process and count. But I am going to dip now. Okay, so I'm going to eat the energy here. I was able to avoid Ninetales eating that. So they're going to have anti-steel in the back, anti-poison. Umbreon, awesome. So this matchup immediately, I'm already seeing that there's a chance that this game could go to timeout. So I'm looking to preserve my health on some months and just make sure that if it comes to a timeout that I'm able to successfully keep the advantage. I do have to understand that their switch clocks are a little bit misaligned here, and I will have an opportunity to bring Ninetales in on this Umbreon for a short period of time, which I'm going to try and take advantage of. So I'm going to throw this move, and I'm going to bring Ninetales back in. I'm either going to bait their Charmer back out, or bring whatever else is in the back here. And I'm going to get energy because they're probably going to swap as well. And if they don't, that's fine. I am looking to shield in case the Clefable comes back in, though. And they went for a Psychic, which is interesting. Alright, so here's the Clefable. They somehow still snuck a Charm through, even though I only sometimes don't understand how this whole thing works. So they're looking to keep that Clefable alive. I'm going to try to get rid of it because I feel like if I can get rid of the Clefable, my Mandibuzz will have a good time in the back. A Psychic Umbreon is the only other thing that I have to worry about. Okay, perfect. So Swampert. So this is actually looking pretty good for me. They're at a Hydro Cannon. I don't know if they're going to throw right away, but I'm going to threaten with a Weather Ball just to chip some damage before I go down. They have to throw energy here or they're going to end up having a problem. And I also know that Greedent has a bunch of energy on it as well. But I'm definitely coming in with Mandibuzz after this to either eat energy or force them to come into Umbreon, which is a matchup that they lose pretty badly. So this is pretty much going to be a win here. I have 3 monster there too, and if they swap an Umbreon, it turns into a timeout win. And this is going to be the hardest hitting move left in the game, so I'm just going to shield it just to preserve the health off my Mandibuzz. And my opponent is in a very bad spot right now, and I think they might know this. I don't even need to go for Dark Pulses at this point, because I don't want them to catch the resisted damage on Umbreon. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for Aerial Aces to get shields, because it's more energy efficient. This is fine. As soon as they brought an Umbreon to the Greedent, I kind of had a feeling that this might turn out to be a timeout match. I'm going to overfarm a little bit. More than a bit. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take out their Swampert. Now I realize that my health is getting low, but I'm also expecting the game clock to be pretty much up at this point. And they emptied out most of their energy. So I'm going to come in and start spamming my body slams, and I noticed that the timer was just came up, so at this point, no matter what happens, they lose. Yeah, the timer goes up and I've got 2-1 Pokemon on them. Now, if there was no timer, there's a good chance that I probably might not have won this game. I think I could have easily gotten to another Aerial Ace on Mandibuzz, and then maybe one Powder Snow would have been enough to finish it. Well, GG's. We're doing Ultra Open today. So, Ninetales on the lead versus Talonflame. I like to throw one Powder Snow and dip to Greedent. Very often there's an Umbreon in the back with a Talonflame. I'll try to CMP tie them here. Instead they decided to swap, which is fine. They sent out a Muk, which is good because I actually want that to stay away from my Ninetales. So I will actively look to possibly win switch. Now the thing is that they are running Poison Jab, so they're going to have Acid Spray and Dark Pulse most likely. Which initially isn't bad, but if they decide to start spending shields and I don't, like, their Acid Sprays get out of hand very quickly. Now, thankfully with Greedent I'm able to actually preserve a lot of time that I can swap out already if I need to. So they're going to throw the Dark Pulse and just go for the damage. They're not going to be able to bait back out my Ninetales. I'm not going to let them have it. And they're putting a shield out. So at this point, I will consider spending one shield to either get switch or to get their last shield, and they get me with an Acid Spray, which is fine. Kind of thinking about moving to Mandibuzz at this point. Yeah, because I'd like to not have to deal with this debuff. Now, what they're going to probably do is they're going to Acid Spray me and then dip to Talonflame. So I'm going to throw some energy here. At this point, I recognize that they've got 4 Incinerates stored. And if they go for another one, that's 5. It should be 5 anyway. Even with my defense down, I'm not worried that a Flame Charge is going to do too much damage. And I can safely get to, I think, another move and shield. Yeah. So what I'll end up doing here is I will shield this. I'll go for one more Snarl because I'll get there before they get to a move. And this is looking like it's going to be a close one, but I'm going to go ahead and now switch into Ninetales. This forces them to throw energy. And while it's not looking very good here, I can actually farm down at this point. Or they can come back in with Muk. And I can still get a move off. I don't know what they have in the back, but it's probably going to be bulky enough to deal with this. So it does suck. But they are avoiding this matchup, whatever they have. So there might be a Tina in the back, possibly. No, oh, it's a Trevenant. Ooh, that's actually pretty huge. I do have to be careful of them catching a move on Talonflame, so I should actually be looking to possibly catch a move of my own if I can. No, they're not going to let me. I'm not going to be able to get to it. There's some lag. I will now spam because there was lag. So thanks to the lag, I was able to catch that move. That's actually not how that should have gone. But I'll take it. And so now I am one Aerial Ace away, so that's a win that I probably shouldn't have been given. And I'm probably not going to be able to get a Snarl off from this Talonflame to beat it, so they're probably going to win. Yep. That's okay, though. I didn't deserve to win that one. Talonflame is rough. It was beatable if I had been able to deal with the muck. The muck was really, it was a problem. That, and I think, yeah, it's just, it is what it is. They were going for double tree counters with a tree of their own. Again, the point of this video is just hopefully to help people understand that since I'm recommending this team, hopefully it helps kind of understand how it runs to help that push up to Legend. So this is the team that I hit Legend with. So Cresselia Lead is a weird one because they can do most, but ideally I want to line it up to Greedent. So what I'll do here is I'll actually throw the Gleam straight away. They're going to throw a Moonblast at me right now, which is fine. Actually, I swapped to Mandibuzz now. This is a lead that I kind of play on the fly, but usually what I'll try to do is I'll like see if swap into Mandibuzz at some point to try and scare him off. Here comes the Umbreon. So this is not great because Umbreon actually has a good matchup against Mandibuzz because of the foul plays and because I can't hit these bubbles to save my life. Or not foul play, because of Last Resort. So this is going to be another game that I'm expecting to run the timeout. Crest is super fucking bulky, and this matchup is going to take forever because it'll end up, this will be a matchup where we end up coming back into. So what I'm going to hopefully try to do is see if I can't maybe stop letting these snarls get through, because that's really going to not help me at all. I want to try and come back in with Ninetales maybe right after they throw a move. Try and snipe him with a Gleam. If I can. I don't think I was close enough to snipe with a Gleam. But I'm already kind of putting a lot of pressure on this Umbreon. I see the difference in our health. I think they have a lot more energy than I do, but that Last Resort does hurt a bit. I am doing damage much quicker than they are, though, because of the spammier nature of Aerial Ace as opposed to Last Resort, but they do catch up because the damage is extra. So I'm actually looking to get the Gleam off right now. I was one away from a Gleam, so if I get it when the moves are aligned, I can actually come in and hit them with this energy. And I've also got a ton of energy on my Mandibuzz, and now this I'm not worried about at all. So Mandibuzz can come in and put a bunch of pressure on this Politoed, and then Greedent has a much better matchup against Cresselia because it doesn't deal super effective damage to me at all. So what I'm looking to do here is I'm going to go straight for Gleams. I'm going straight for the damage. Actually, I'm going to try and get these Weather Balls off real quick because I felt like they were going to get to another Weather Ball and take me out. And the fact that they did not come back in with the Crest is actually okay with me. I'm fine with launching another Weather Ball here just for some chip damage. I realized that I probably could have gotten to the Gleam, but I was afraid they wouldn't let me. So they're at like 2 Weather Balls right now. So I'm going to let this go. I have no longer any need for my Ninetales. My win condition actually lies between Mandibuzz and Greedent. So I'm going to come back in with Mandibuzz here. I'm going to let them throw their Weather Ball. And I'm not going to let my Mandibuzz go down. But I am definitely going to try to do as much damage as I can to get this Politoed low. And then I'm going to back-to-back it with an Aerial Ace. I'm either going to get a shield off of my opponent, like that, and then I'll swap. And my daughter's here to say hi. Daddy's battling on you right now. Alright, so I will let this go. I don't think they built up enough energy. Stop. So they're going to go for the Weather Ball, and then they're going to probably bring in the Crest. I'm going to be able to come in and load up on energy, and then I'm going to be able to throw these Crunches. Now they're probably going to go for a Moonblast straight away. I could have shielded it. Oh, they didn't, which is fine with me. On my part, I should have shielded that, expecting a Moonblast. If you're the Crest in this situation, you want to lead with a Moonblast for more damage, plus the potential of getting a debuff. Because now this allows me to kind of go without much fear and having 2 shields left. They'll shield, and I'll shield the next 2 moves here. And with any luck, I'll be able to get a little bit of chip damage in to get this Cresselia down underneath my health range with the 3 seconds that I've got left. So I'm able to do that, and I'm going to be able to take this game just off of timeout, which is something that you shouldn't be afraid of in this particular team to do. Because if you don't see a Trevenant or a Giratina, there's a good chance that you will win the game via timeout. And just things are so bulky in this league, and that's a completely different issue entirely. Obviously, Niantic should address this. The games with XLs are just far too long to be reasonable. So either remove the time limit, in my opinion, or shorten the charge moves, or just something to allow us to realistically complete a game and not have to worry about it. So same thing here. This time I'm going to go ahead and go straight to Mandibuzz and see how it plays out. Mandibuzz will scare it off, I think, because it's a dark type, even though they'll try and go for the Moonblast. And if they go for the Moonblast, I am okay with shielding it just to make sure that you have some health for whatever comes in. And if they don't swap out right away, there's a chance that they may not even have a solid answer to Mandibuzz in the back. So I will shield this, just in case they do have something in the back and I need to retain switch advantage. Now they're not swapping out, which is also fine with me. I'm not necessarily scared of Cress, but I don't want to deal with it. And I'm already thinking that there's probably a Swampert in the back, because that's a very common core mate to Cresselia, and another anti-steal as well. So at this point, what I'm doing is I'm going to let them hit me. They have, at this point, the switch timer is so far out of whack for them that if they do switch, I can almost immediately switch in on them and hit them for a lot of damage. Now, I would normally go for Aerial Ace there. This is a bit of a misclick on my part. I think I'd rather go for Aerial Ace to get the shield, because I figured they were going to shield anyway. But at this point, I'm even going to take another Moonblast, because at this point I'm confident that if they decide not to swap out, that I can win this matchup and potentially get both shields if they try to shield again. So I'm going to go ahead and go for an Aerial Ace. Try to get that last shield. And I get it, which is huge. So I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse now. This is probably a Grass Knot, and I'm honestly fine to let this go. And it's Moonblast. And again, I'm fine to let this go. I will let my A9 come in. I will let it load up on energy. And I'll throw a Weather Ball on 6. Might have been 7. I'll throw it basically before they would get to a Moonblast. I feel like this might be a Future Sight Moonblast Crest. Alright, so here again, we're going to go ahead and swap straight to Greedent. A case could be made here for me to just stay in and just absolutely just pressure with Weather Ball. I'm not shielding this, even though it's going to be, I figured it was going to be a Brave Bird. And that's fine, because there is a Tina in the back. So the reason why they didn't swap into their Giratina was because obviously they knew that it was going to lose. That's the point of this team. It's literally completely anti-Giratina. I think at this point their best bet is probably just to hope that I am going to go down to their Talonflame. Now, I saved a shield off of Greedent. I knew it was going to be a Brave Bird, and I decided not to shield. May or may not be my undoing, but I am very well aware that I am in control of this game at the moment, and I'm actually looking to let this Giratina take me out so that I can actually farm it all the way down and have a lot of energy on the back end for my Ninetales. And our switch clocks are not in their favor right now, so I can come in, I can farm down before they even get to a move, and I've got so many Weather Balls that my opponent's not going to be able to do anything about it. Now, I throw 2 Powder Snows before I throw the Weather Ball, because I can fit 2 Powder Snows in before they finish and Incinerate, which in turn also allows me to make sure they don't get any free energy. Now, they just threw a Brave Bird, so it should be 3 Incinerates to their Flame Charge, And even if not, I'm still going to be able to take them out no matter what, because I have that shield and my weather balls are just so spammy. So yeah, it was going to be 3 to the next move, and they recognized that they would have even had to be at 2 flame charges anyway. So despite having the bad matchup against Talonflame, that overwhelming energy advantage is what really helped here. Obviously, and having a Giratina to bully around also helped a lot. I just want to find out how many games we're at. Okay, that's 4 games. So let's end the first set. I'm also very happy that that Kanto Cup beat out Little Cup. I was really looking forward to Retro Cup, but I'll take Kanto Cup if I have to. Not looking forward to seeing Chansey in that cup, though. But I'm not quite ready to play Master Premier Classic yet. Getting there. Maybe half the roster that I'd like to have. Alright, next battle. This is the last battle of this set. I feel bad when I win against an expert because I know they're just trying to climb. But alright, Empoleon, god-awful lead. We're going to go straight to Mandibuzz in this situation because that is actually the less dominating matchup, I feel. And then we get a Charmer. Alright, so this person's probably playing Empoleon Double Charm, and I hate it. So, in hindsight, yeah, it was probably better to go into the Greedent as I'm supposed to, because that is technically my safe swap. But I always like to try and get back if I can win switch against whatever's in the back, then I can typically flip to Greedent and then end up winning that way. So they're going to be able to they're sneaking charms in all day, and that's unfortunately one of the things I hate about the game is that, moves just sneak in completely inconsistent ways. So now my best play at this point is probably to try and farm down and no shield this. It's going to hurt, but it might be a Psy Shock. They might try to get 2 off. I'm just going to let it go at this point. Yeah, I had to call it. Because it was either that or the Moonblast. I'm going to have to just let it happen. I don't have a choice. I have to save my shields for my Greedent, because if there is a Charmer in the back, I'm barely going to escape that matchup, and I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot against anything he's got. So now I don't even have the chance to farm down because they're so damn close to farming me down. So this is just an unfortunate team comp loss. There's not really you can do against a double charm team that doesn't lead Giratina. It's just very unfortunate. They're probably going to come in here with the other... Oh, it's an Obstagoon. Yeah, it's a team comp loss. I'm just going to top left. It is what it is. You can't do anything about that kind of a game. Empoleon, Sylveon, and Obstagoon are just nice. And then we've got ourselves a Darkrai that I will try to capture as quickly as I can to move this video along. Yeah. This is another thing that I'd like to see fixed, hopefully maybe next season or so, is just the capture rate of legendaries in GBL. We should be getting these as a reward, not as a punishment, Niantic. This is something that we deserve, and it should just be a single, 1 ball, 1 catch reward. Because now what ends up happening is I have to waste all of these resources to try and catch this goddamn Darkrai. Whether I will or not, I don't know. And if I wasn't recording video, I'd just throw red balls at it until it stayed. But I'm trying not to do too much editing. I'm not quite as experienced, and I won't be able to take 2 videos and snap them together. So we'll take a 3-2. I feel like the 2 losses were, one was close, I think, if I remember right, and then the double charm, or the charm and Obstagoon. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. That just is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and do a second set, and I'm probably going to call a video at 2 sets. I feel like that's probably going to be enough to kind of show how the team functions. We have gotten to see one team that had a Giratina, and that's what this is built around, is when Giratina was all over. It's a lot less so now. I think the meta's shifted at this point in the season to counter the tree because of how much hype it got. So, again, Talonflame, 1 Powder Snow, dip to Greedent. I can get a Body Slam off just as their move goes. So if they try to Brave Bird me here, which I feel like they might, So I'm going to shield just in case. And I believe we CMP tied, so I should be able to get a body slam off while they're debuffed. Now this is actually the turns lining up in such a way. So 2 turns for Ninetales to throw. It's for Ninetales to throw its Powder Snow. 1 turn to enact the switch, and then 9 turns to throw 3 Bullet Seeds and get to the move. So that's a total of 15 turns, which is right where their Incinerate happens to end, and that's where they are able to also get to their Brave Bird. So that's the math, and understanding turns and how they work helps. So this Umbreon has Dark Pulse, so the switch clock is actually so far gone at this point that I am actually looking to swap immediately back into my Ninetales now. And I should have a little bit of time to... Oh, they CMP tied. That's unfortunate. They're going to throw a Dark Pulse. It's fine. I'm going to take this opportunity to try and come in and farm up with my Ninetales a bit before they bring their Talonflame back in. They're running Dark Pulse. They're probably running Last Resort. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to farm up energy. Here comes the Talonflame. I'm going to start throwing Red Balls. We saw this in the last game of the previous set. I'm just going to put as much pressure on them as I possibly can. Since they just threw a Brave Bird, they still need another 3 Incinerates to get to a Flame Charge to take me out. And at that point, I can actually either pressure their last shield or beat them to the move. And so they may actually just let this go or shield. And if they shield it, I'm going to shield it in kind. They're at 4 now. I am going to shield this, knowing that I am absolutely going to be able to get to another Weather Ball before they are able to finish me here. And at that point, I'm just going to throw. I'm not trying to, do 2 and then let it go. I don't want to take the boosted Incinerate damage, so I'm just going to let it go. And now we're down no shields. That was an incredibly long matchup, and my opponent has a Deoxys in the back, which is actually kind of good. They're going to throw a Psycho Boost here, and they're going to Gimp their attack and probably switch back to Umbreon, so I'm going to actually, if I live this, I'm going to bank the energy. Go straight to my Mandibuzz. They're going to throw a move, and they're going to regret doing that. Now, I could have come in with Greed. They're trying to combo play me there. At this point, I'm just kind of expecting a timeout game, and I'm playing accordingly. I'm loading up on a lot of energy, and I'm throwing Aerial Aces, and I'm eventually going to take this thing out, and what I'm hoping to do is maybe get it low to the point where I can farm it down, and then throw 1 or 2 Dark Pulses at this Deoxys, which is also, I think, either out of energy or has 1 counter. I think they got up to 6 when they threw that. If they were running Rock Slide, that would have been the move for them to do, is just get up to Rock Slide, because Rock Slide is the move to throw against a Ninetales, but that's fine. Alright, so they're low enough now, and I'm not afraid of the damage that they're going to do to me versus the damage that I could put out if I have 2 Dark Pulses loaded when a Deoxys comes in. So I'm actually okay with farming it all the way down at this point. I don't mind it, but I might not do it. I might farm it down and swap out. Depends on what my opponent does here, because they should be 2 more Snarls, 1 or 2 more Snarls away. Alright, so we're going to throw 2 Dark Pulses. We are already at the timer now, so all I have to do is throw the next Dark Pulse and I win regardless of whether or not it takes them out. And it won't, but that's okay. GG's to all these opponents so far. Everybody here, except for that person playing the Sylveon Empoleon line, has been playing a very good games. Which I hope we're at this ELO range, because this is 2,800 area. Not a whole lot of Teenus here, but thankfully this team is still able to hold up. It's got all that bulk, and it's able to just be very flexible, and then it's not super dominant against anything other than ghosts, but also just because of how spammy and bulky it is, it's able to maneuver. Such is the nature of XLs, which is an entirely different argument that may or may not be something to talk about, but I have them, I'll use them, I'll enjoy them, and then I'll play Ultra Premier Classic in a bit. Where there are no XLs. Because I can appreciate that. Oh, we're playing Big C Dizzle. This is going to be a good one. He's got Nidoqueen. So in the Nidoqueen matchup, what I actually like to do is I like to eat one Poison Fang. Load up on energy. And then I'll immediately swap. He's probably running a double dark variant. So I'll swap to Greeding. He's playing Scrafty, so I expect this to be some sort of double dark. So I'm basically going to throw as many body slams as I can at this Scrafty before he takes me out, and then I should be able to do some damage with some of my backline. Now we were able to get ahead of a lot of energy in. He's just going to throw power-up punches. I'm not worried about this. At this point, I feel like my win condition is going to come without bulking the opponent's tank, and hopefully getting enough energy off on from Ninetales to do something with it. Alright, now I can recognize here that I can get at least 2 more body slams off, so I'm going to go ahead and shield here just to try and see if I can get them to shield. And I'll actually consider banking energy here and coming back in with Ninetales. Or I'll just come in with Mandibuzz, actually, now that I think about it. Now he's like 2 or 3 times boosted by this point, but Mandibuzz is so bulky that I'm really not worried about it. And he's probably just going to try and do as much damage as he can before a Aerial Ice takes him out. Which is fine. Playing my own team against me. How dare he? Alright, I'm expecting, yep, there's the Nidoqueen. So I didn't exactly win switch, but I'm in a situation now where if this goes down, I should be able to align and do enough damage. Try and maybe strip some shields. Oh, he gets the Obstagoon, so this is actually a troublesome thing for me. I recognize now that my win condition's probably flown out the window. And I have to shield this, I think. Unfortunately, I'm in that situation where I don't really have a choice. I'm going to go for a Hail Mary. I'm going to hopefully try and get shields off of him with this, but he's probably going to shield it anyway. Even if I had thrown the Gleam, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this game. He definitely shields that. I'm kind of hoping that he is going to try to save a shield for Nidoqueen. And that... No, I'm not going to be able to get a Gleam off here. That's unfortunate. Oh. Alright, so we did win the health race here. So what I'm looking to do now is I'm going to try and get this Gleam off. He does shield because he's a smart person. My best bet here is to try and come in and get a move off with Greedent. And then swap to Mandibuzz to try and get a combo play, maybe? This is a very tough game, and if it doesn't go to timeout, it's going to be very close, and I'm not going to appreciate it. Probably not going to win this one, but I am trying my absolute best, and I know he is too. Yeah, he's going to be able to take this one pretty easily, I feel. And he's able to get a swap in on me. That was a CMP tie, I'm pretty sure, but I guess not. Yeah, he definitely wins this one. There's no way. I'm gonna wish him a GG's real quick here. He did hard counter us there. There's not much we could do, but we did our best. it doesn't matter if we had brought in the Mandibuzz. It doesn't really have a great matchup against the Obstagoon, or it has a better matchup against Scrafty, but he would have probably brought in either one. Maybe the play there could have been yeah, I'm just going to chalk it up to team loss. I don't think there was much we could have done except for maybe just preserve the health on Ninetales and swap out immediately. But because we're running Powder Snow, I like to try and put pressure on their shields right away or have a bunch of energy when I come back in. But because he was running Scrafty and Obstagoon, unfortunately, there wasn't really a whole lot that we were able to do there. Next game here. So it's another Clefable. So the Charm Lead, we hate these damn things. Unfortunately, it's really hard to swap out just because of the fact that just the way that Charmers are. I'm going to go for the Weather Ball here. Again, I just want them to see if I want to see if I can get them to put a shield up thinking I'm going to go for a nuke. Weather Ball can pressure. There we go. Alright, I'm going to swap to Greedent now. I got my shield. I'm happy. They are staying in, which means that the timer is going to be misaligned. I'm actually going to go ahead and shield here. I'm certainly expecting, like, again, anti-steal. There's the anti-steal right there. Alright, so we're going to throw as many body slams into this Obstagoon as we possibly can. And we might actually be able to win this only because they are not a Scrafty. They're a little bit less thick than a Scrafty. And we also don't take boosted counter damage over time. But that cross chop is going to feel good. So I don't think there's really any way that we win, like, switch or anything, unless they don't shield these body slams that are coming their way. But we shall see. I'm really just looking to hopefully keep this thing away from anything that's going to hurt. I want to keep that Clefable away from my my Mandibuzz if I can absolutely help it. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go combo play. I'm going to try and get this Obstagoon out of the game here. And if I'm not up against a Charmer, that Greedent should be able to get to another Body Slam in time. And they're going to let their Obstagoon go down. They might bring back in their Clefable, which is totally fine with me. My Ninetales can absolutely handle a Clefable much better. I'm going to actually go for the double Weather Ball in this case. They might actually let this go, and if they do, then I'm going to go for the other Weather Ball. And since both moves technically do the same damage, huge, I'm going to go for the other Weather Ball. They let their shields go. I don't think that there's any way, though, that I win this game unless they have a Giratina in the back, as unfortunate as that is. I will try to come in with Greedent. Oh, we get to the Body Slam with Greedent. That's huge. I forgot I had energy on the Greedent. So this is huge, and then I'm really hoping that Mandibuzz can handle whatever's in the back. Again, really hoping that it's a Giratina. And I'm going to insta-swap here to avoid getting farmed down into Giratina, and that is exactly what I like to see. So we're going to be able to finish this game off. They haven't top-lefted yet, but I'm really not sure why. But again, this is what we do with this team. We hunt Giratinas and we hunt trees. I would like to see them top left, though. That would really make this much easier for me. I'm not going to bother shielding. I know I don't have, and they don't have any move pressure on me at this point. I'm so damn bulky that they can't. Yeah, there it is. There's the top left. So awesome. Let's see how many games we have left. All right, we got 2 more games left in the set. Mark, Big C Dizzle, and I are just chatting in the midst here while we're waiting for this match. But we did get a game, so let's see who we're matched with. See what we can do here. Obstagoon leads. They either swap immediately, and that's fine, or they try to play it out. I will always go straight for the Gleam right away. There's a chance that they may be running Gunk Shot, so I will be aware of this. And if they build up to it, I will shield. But I will always go for the Gleam because there's a chance that they may not shield it. And if they don't, that's fine. Goon kind of balls my whole team. So at this point, I will commit a shield because they are up at like 100 energy almost. And they baited with a Night Slash, so there's a chance that they are actually running the move. Now, at this point, willing to throw both shields out on the line here. And they do have Gunk Shot. So at this point, they're probably just going to eat. Okay. So they brought out Talonflame. I'm going to throw a Weather Ball to do some damage, and then I'm going to immediately swap. And I'm going to swap to Greedent. And the reason I'm going to swap to Greedent is because I don't want it to see my... Or I do not want it to see the... Obstagoon, if I can help it. This might be a Brave Bird. And if it is, that's actually fine with me. Because 2 Body Slams is going to do a lot of damage to them. If not, just straight take them out. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's close. And I don't know if they have the ability to take me out from here. Okay, so there's that. So I will throw one more to get some energy in before they do, and then what I'm looking to do here, save the energy if I can. Oh, they come in. Alright. So that's unfortunate. They're out of energy on here though. I will come in and I will start ramping up. I'll just straight throw a Gleam here. I want their shield. And I'll swap to Mana Buzz immediately. Knowing that they have Gunk Shot and they have Night Slash, they have to throw the Gunk Shot if they want to do any damage to me. And they're switch locked in, so they're probably going to try to land the Gunk Shot. That's going to leave them in a not great situation. Wasn't quite able to get there. They're going to throw the Gunk Shot. It's probably going to do about half of my remaining health, if not maybe a little bit more. Not even. I'm not too worried. So at this point, what will happen is I'll throw the Aerial Ace. I'll attempt to farm it down. And Talonflame with a Goon in the back. Not really sure what they'd be running back there. But they're going to throw a Night Slash now because that's all they have the health for. Which is fine. Not super worried about it. I'm going to come out of this with a ton of energy. I'm going to quick swap into Ninetales. They have a Cresselia, not super great. I'm going to throw the Weather Ball. I think they're going to throw a Grass Knot right now. I think that's what they're at. I really want to put them into a range that 2 Dark Pulses can KO them. And they're going to look to probably catch one of those Dark Pulses with their Talonflame. So I need to be mindful of that. But they also can just straight KO me with a Moonblast, which is also really unfortunate. Which they can get to with relative ease after farming me down here. So there's a good chance that I just straight lose this game. And that's just, it is what it is. Oh, they gave me free farm. And again, they're going to get to a move. They're already at a move. It was smart of them to try and catch. Like, incredibly smart of them to try and catch, but I know that I'm not going to be able to get to a move. Yeah, they're just going to take me out here. Unfortunate. Didn't really play that, I think, optimally. I think I could have possibly done it better, but the Gunk Shot on the Goon was unfortunate. And the fact that they did truly land the... or they did actually shield my Gleam. It's a 50-50 shot. Sometimes they won't, sometimes they will. You just kind of have to throw it and see what you can get. Ideally, on the second one, I probably should have just thrown the weather ball bait. Or I might have thrown the weather ball bait and it shielded. I already forgot. That's why I record the games, so I can go back and watch them. But, yeah. We had Cresselia in the back, which, I mean, it's kind of weird. Alright, last game. Let's see what we get matched up with here. Ninetales on Talonflame. Well, we've seen this already. The meta's definitely shifted towards countering the tree. I think I threw one too early. Yeah, we should have thrown one more, because now they can safely Brave Bird and dip. Should have been able to get another Bullet Seed in there. I don't know why I didn't. I'm just going to eat the Brave Bird at this point. The game has kind of been a little fucking wonky. Oh, they come in with a Hundo Shundo Stunfisk. That's cute. So I'm going to try and just land some crunches here, maybe get a debuff on them. I actually know for a fact that Mandibuzz is not horrible against this thing, and with energy, neither is Ninetales. So just going to let him take me out at this point. It's really not worth burning a shield. Unfortunately, the game went absolutely haywire on me for a minute, and now I have no idea where anything's at. This sucks. This is really annoying. If it's Talonflame Double Steel or something like that, then that's also a problem. But we're going to go ahead and we're just going to try and unload as many of these weather balls as we can into this Stunfisk. Maybe get shields, maybe not. Doesn't matter to me at this point. I will shield this though, because that's a problem. And I know that the Talonflame has one Incinerate's worth of energy. And here it comes. So they're now at 2 Incinerates, which means they need another one to hit me with another move. So I'll do, once again, I'll do the trick where we throw one, they get to throw a move. At this point, I'm not shielding regardless of what it is, even though I know it's a flame charge, because they just swapped it in, where they'll Brave Bird it. So now I might actually be able to farm it all the way down because of this. And yes, the Incinerates don't feel great, but I'm okay with shielding this. I already know I've lost this game. There's pretty much no win condition I have here because of that Stunfisk, but I can certainly try. And I'll throw the Dark Pulse, and it's a Cresselia, so very bulky, very meta, very spammy. Kind of the same as the last game where they had like Talonflame and a Obstagoon. And then Cresselia. Cresselia also pairs very, very well with Talonflame because of the fact that they can counter steals that Cresselia can draw out, and Cresselia can handle the Swamperts, and oh, it's running Future Sight. That's awesome. They're a double nuke Cresselia. Yeah, this is, I'm going to top left here. Didn't end so well, but we did get 2 positive sets out of this, thankfully. Or not. I guess I lost 3 games. Alright, well, I thought it was a positive set, so it's a wash, but it's fine. I really hope that this thought process video helps you guys trying to play this team. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Get to see a mask right quick. And you know, I'll always throw it out there if the DMs are always open. If anybody has questions about the team, throw me a DM or anything. But I'm signing off at this point. This is a 50-minute video. This is pretty long, so I'm going to cut it short here. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone who did, and hopefully we'll see you in another one.